I have this afternoon released to the media the correspondence between myself and Minister Malahoo Fort in relation to this committee which she is seeking to set up to look at the whole issue of constitutional reform. This is an issue which Jamaica has gone through a process of bipartisan engagement in the 1990s and the following decade, and certain positions were agreed. The minister wants to revisit that and has also ideas of her own which she wishes to pursue. I have asked her to be specific with me at the outset as to what the government intends to do and what they intend to pursue in terms of amendments to the Charter of Rights in particular. The Charter of Rights was enacted with bipartisan support in 2011, and I would like to know where the government is seeking to go with it in terms of changes to the Charter, because we know the context of the government's attitude towards the Constitution, whether it be things like undated letters of resignation which their senators were forced to sign, or the NIDS legislation which they refused to send to a joint select committee and had to be struck down by the court, and indeed the way in which states of emergency have been used as ordinary policing tools by this government over the last 5 years. So before we participate in the committee, I would like to know the direction the government is intending to go, because it may require some further discussions between us to try and find consensus if possible. And I'm hoping she will make full disclosure of the specific amendments that they will be pursuing in relation to the Charter of Rights. She has also said that the referendum, which is going to be necessary for Jamaica to become a republic, is going to also deal with other matters. I've asked her to be specific about that and indicate which other matters the government intends to put before the people by way of referendum as amendments to the Constitution, because those provisions would be deeply entrenched provisions, and I have no idea which provisions they intend to try and amend in that way, other than the ones relating to the monarchy. So that's a second point where I've asked for disclosure. I'd like to proceed with our eyes open with this, because the government's record on constitutional matters is extremely poor, in our opinion, and we must ensure that the rights of the Jamaican people are defended. The other major issue of concern to us is that as we embark on becoming a republic with a Jamaican as a head of state, and no longer have as our head of state the British monarch, which is something we fully endorse and would like to see happen, we feel that this exercise ought to include the full decolonization of Jamaica and the full achievement of sovereignty and political independence. And that must include that our final court of appeal become the Caribbean Court of Justice, which Jamaica was one of the participating countries that set up and fully funded over a decade ago, and cannot continue to be Her Majesty's Privy Council in London. Jamaicans do not have access to that court without a visa. Their lawyers need visas to go as well. The costs of litigating in England are extremely high and way out of reach of ordinary Jamaican people. And we feel that this is a practical benefit for the Jamaican people that must be secured as part of a total decolonization of Jamaica. And to proceed with the move away from the monarchy without moving away from the monarch's court is not acceptable to us. And we're urging the government to not proceed in that piecemeal way, but to do a comprehensive exercise of decolonization, as has happened in other Caribbean countries which are progressively minded.
Yeah, this is gold. Yeah. We'll take this. Yeah.
I see you going through this side. Find anything so far?
A little bit, not much.
Okay, okay. And how long you have been here searching?
Maybe about an hour.
About an hour? Oh, okay. Alright.
You might not have your funny. So we're going to I didn't live, brother. We're going to say,
what are you doing? Unpacking the wall? You're unpacking it to store it for more?